I sent you some numbers comparing DJ
Mm-hmm.
and Kenny Pickett.
I saw him.
And my point was that Kenny Pickett first, let's say 5 years, wasn't that good. I guess he played 5 years in college. And then last year he had 42 touchdowns and
Mm-hmm.
7 interceptions. And so my point of bringing that up was I don't know what Kenny Pickett was when he came out of high school, but the approval that a player could make over a certain time period, and if DJ showed us flashes, why couldn't he get back to what he used to be at the offensive line and receivers improve? And that was my point of sending that to you. And I hate that people are piling on DJ because, like I said, yes, Clemson could have lost a whole bunch more games, but it could also win them a lot more games too. So I just people like, oh, why is Clemson getting so much respect? They're pretty daggone good.
So let's
And I
set
just
this
say
up for
individual.
everybody that's listening, DeAndre. Just want to let everyone know what we're talking about here. So DeAndre sent me
Right.
a graphic that showed, and it wasn't anything I don't already know, but it was interesting just to look at it and see, okay, Kenny Pickett went to the Heisman Trophy ceremony last year, 42 touchdown passes, was the only first round quarterback that came out of college football this past year. 42 touchdowns, had a remarkable year. But his 3 previous seasons, he's been the starter since late in 2017, had 3 full seasons in 18, 19, and 20, and they all look about the same. They all look about 12 or 13 touchdown passes and 7, 8, 9 interceptions. Not great seasons. And then all of a sudden, 42 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, blows it up. Okay, DJ, a much higher recruit. So Kenny Pickett was a top 750 recruit. He was not very high, 33rd rated pro style quarterback. Well, DJ looked amazing in those 2 games against Notre Dame and BC, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Everybody felt comfortable that he's going to be the next one in line. Then he implodes last year, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. Well, if Kenny Pickett, after all that time, could show us to be a pretty decent but marginal quarterback, and then all of a sudden he takes off, and DJ is supposed to have more talent, then what's to say that he's not going to explode this year?
Hey, you want to take another good example? Joe Burrow wasn't highly recruited. I'm not saying Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, Joe Burrow. I know. Brady coming in helped them out a lot, but I think his first year, I think he had 28 touchdowns and 10 interceptions
No,
with LSU. I'm not really.
He didn't have anything close to that. Let me look him up.
He
Joe
didn't have
Burrow.
20.
No, he didn't have 20 touchdown passes with LSU the year before. I think he had 16.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive he had 16 and 5 picks the year before he threw 60 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm looking at it right there. 16 touchdown passes. Then he went to 60.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now look at Joe Burrow. He went to the NFL to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, in the second year, and he looked good the first year. So, like I said, it's just a matter of timing and stuff like that. You just never know what people are going to do.
Well, yeah, you bring up a good
when they
point.
get the opportunity.
I got to say that after watching DJ play those 2 games the year before, I pretty much just assumed, I didn't even give it much thought. Like, he's going to be able to, not that he's going to be Trevor Lawrence, but I thought he'd be a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the country. I just assumed he's good. They're good. And then I was surprised with the way he struggled. But I'm also on the flip side have maybe been a little not too hard on him. I haven't been too hard on him, but I've not given him much of an opportunity to say, like you just did, hey, look at all these other examples of quarterbacks who broke out and became better players just with more development and reps and maybe better play calling.
Yeah, and we got to look at and we also got to look at it too. That offensive line, let's be more specific. The center and the 2 guards play better, and you can run the ball. And teams are going to creep up and try to stop the run. and he's gonna have single outside coverage. And I would like to bring up another player. What's the guy that Bennett? Look at him. I mean, I would say DJ has more talent than him, and DJ is going to have a great defense and good running backs just like he did. Now he might be there, but I had the offensive line that he had in front of him. So who says that he can't do what he did? I just think that we just say, "Oh, he's going to suck," and look at what he did last year. He has an opportunity to shine. I mean, I don't think he's like Tate Martell, who just never got on the field because, the coaches couldn't trust him. So I think people just need to relax and look at the growth of Clemson football. Why are you up here? Just give him an opportunity.
The only thing I'll say about Burrow is when I watched him the year before his monster season, they won the Peach Bowl that year. He threw for 400 yards against UCF. I watched him quite a bit that year. I remember he had a big win against Auburn on the road, and they had a good season. He played in that 74-72, like a zillion overtime game against Texas A&M. I watched him play a lot of football, and I know he only threw 16 touchdowns, but I was pretty much sold on him not being the number one pick in the draft. I'm not going to say that, but I thought he was playing well.
Yeah. Right. So, but I was just saying that because I think that Clemson defense next year is going to be. You got better linebackers who will be faster. You got a deep defensive line, secondary, and safeties who know they're going to be pretty good. Quarterback might be kind of shaky, but you got 3 good running backs. You got a pretty good tight end, and you got some. If the receivers stay healthy, now you just got to worry about DJ, decision making, and the 3 offensive linemen in the middle, and see how it goes for them. Because last year we heard them say they have issues with snapping the ball, so we knew that we were going to be in for a long season, and then you come out and start a freshman first game against probably the best defensive line, and they got murderized, and they still only lost by 7 points. It took a big 6 for Georgia to beat them. And don't get me wrong, Georgia was a more talented team last year, but it still held that Georgia defense 3 points.